Welcome to TV Recaps. Today I will be recapping a slasher horror movie. Disguised in a ghostface costume, a deranged and vicious killer goes on a killing spree, targeting unsuspecting teenage students in a twisted quest for revenge. Before we start, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for our channel. Please sit tight and enjoy the recap of the movie franchise, Scream 1 to 6. Oh, and of course, spoilers ahead. The show begins with Casey, a Woodsboro High School student, who is alone at home when she receives a threatening phone call from an anonymous caller. Disguised as Ghostface, the caller breaks into Casey's home and attacks her. Next morning, news of the violent murder has spread across Woodsboro High School, igniting a police investigation. The police questions Casey's classmates, including Sydney Prescott, her boyfriend, Billy, her best friend, Tatum, Tatum's boyfriend, Stu, and fellow high schooler, Randy. Later at night, Sydney is home alone as her father, Neil, is traveling for work. She receives an anonymous call taunting her about her mother, Maureen's murder from a year ago, a traumatic experience that Sydney is still struggling with. Shockingly, Ghostface has already snuck into her house and attacks her from behind. Ghostface chases Sydney into her bedroom but disappears just before Billy climbs through her window. Relief turns into fear when Sydney realizes that Billy is carrying a cell phone and might be the killer. He is arrested by Deputy Dewey, Tatum's brother. At the police station, Sydney is confronted by Gail, an investigative journalist. She wrote a book claiming that Cotton, Maureen's alleged murderer, had an affair with her and was framed by the real killer, who is still on the loose. Sydney punches her and storms off. Next morning, Billy is released by the police after they confirm that the calls were from Neil's phone. However, the police are unable to locate Neil. Meanwhile, the school principal suspends all classes due to the string of Ghostface murders. To celebrate the closure, Stu hosts a party at his house. Dewey and Gail keep an eye on the party in case the killer strikes again. Tatum makes a trip to the garage alone and is ambushed by Ghostface. In an attempt to escape, she gets stuck in the garage door and her head crushed by it. Mid-party, Randy receives a call notifying him that the principal has been killed by Ghostface, inciting most of the partygoers to leave to see his hanging body. Billy arrives at the party to reconcile with Sydney, and they finally have sex. Afterwards, they are attacked by Ghostface, who stabs Billy in the process. Dewey tries to stop the killer but is stabbed by him instead. Sydney manages to escape and locks both Stu and Randy outside the house, not knowing who is the killer. A wounded Billy returns and allows Randy in before shooting him in the shoulder, revealing himself as the killer and Stu as his accomplice. Billy confesses that they killed Maureen and framed Cotton, because she was sleeping with his father, causing his mother to abandon his family. The pair abducted Neil to frame him for the Ghostface murders. Luckily, Billy and Stu are interrupted by Gail. While they are dealing with her, Sydney takes the chance to escape and springs a surprise attack on Billy and Stu. She kills Stu but gets overpowered by Billy. Before he could kill Sydney, Gail shoots him. Billy survives but is put down for good by Sydney. As dawn breaks, the ambulance arrives and rescues the survivors, putting an end to the night's gruesome events. End of Scream 1. 1 year later, Maureen and Phil, Windsor College students, while attending a sneak preview of Stab, a film based on Gail's book, The Woodsboro Murders, are killed by the new Ghostface, a copycat killer. Next morning, the news media, including Debbie, a local journalist, and Gail, descend on Windsor College where Sydney is a student alongside her roommate, Hallie, her new boyfriend, Derek, Derek's best friend, Mickey, and fellow survivor, Randy. Deputy Dewey arrives, limping from his old injuries, and warns Sydney that the killer might be amongst her friends. Gail and her new cameraman, Joel, try to spring a surprise interview between Sydney and Cotton, who was wrongly accused of killing Sydney's mother and fully exonerated. Sydney, once again, punches Gail and storms off. Later that evening, Sydney and her friends attend a sorority house party. At another house, Sissy, a sorority sister who was alone in the house, has been ruthlessly killed by Ghostface. The police arrive and draw everyone to the crime scene, except Sydney and Derek. Ghostface attacks Sydney and Derek comes to her rescue. Dewey arrives to find an injured Derek, but the killer is nowhere to be found. He suspects Derek might be the new Ghostface. Later, Gail, Dewey, Joey, and Randy meet on the college campus to figure out who is next on the killer's list, and suspect Woodsboro survivors will be targeted next. Their discussion is interrupted by a call from Ghostface. The group splits up to find him. Unfortunately, Ghostface manages to grab the isolated Randy and kills him in Joel's news van. As night falls, Dewey and Gale sneak into the school's lecture hall to review Joel's video footage, hoping to uncover Ghostface's actual identity. Having grown fond of each other, they begin making out. Out of nowhere, Ghostface appears and attacks them. He stabs Dewey, but Gale manages to escape. She runs into Cotton, whose hands were stained with blood, and deduces that he is the killer. Gale rushes to call the police. Coincidentally, Debbie is standing right next to a campus phone. Meanwhile, two officers drive Sydney and Hallie to a safe house, but the car is intercepted by Ghostface at a traffic light. In the ensuing struggle, Ghostface kills both officers and Hallie, but Sydney successfully escapes. She runs into an auditorium, where she finds Derek tied to a cross. Ghostface arrives, reveals himself as Mickey, and kills Derek right in front of her. Sydney is devastated. Debbie arrives, holding Gale at gunpoint, and is revealed to be Mickey's accomplice. Sydney recognizes her as Nancy, the mother of Woodsboro killer Billy. Nancy betrays Mickey and shoots him, intending to frame him for the Ghostface murders. Mickey fires his gun before collapsing, wounding Gale, who falls off stage. Nancy admits to seeking revenge against Sydney for killing her son. The pair gets into a heated scuffle with Nancy gaining the upper hand. Cotton arrives and holds them both at gunpoint. Nancy tries to convince Cotton to take her side, reminding him that Sydney's testimony got him arrested. However, after Sydney agrees to do an interview with Cotton, he kills Nancy instead. Mickey comes back to life but is quickly shot dead by Sydney and a recovered Gale. Finally, the ambulance arrives and saves Dewey, who survived the attack. Gale is overjoyed. The press crowds Sydney for an interview. She tells them Cotton is the hero, giving him the media attention he had always wanted. End of Scream 2. 3 years after the Windsor murders, Cotton has become a famous talk show host. He receives a call from the new Ghostface, demanding to know Sydney's whereabouts. Cotton refuses to cooperate and is killed by Ghostface in his own home. Next morning, Mark, a detective assigned to Cotton's case, contacts Gale and passes her a picture found at the crime scene, which she identifies as Maureen, Sydney's mother. To investigate further, Gale travels to Hollywood where she finds Dewey working as a technical advisor on the set of Stab 3, a movie series based on the Ghostface murders. Gale had broken up with him to pursue her career. The cast of Stab 3 includes Jennifer, the actress playing Gale, Angelina, who plays Sydney, and the supporting cast members, Tom, Tyson, and Sarah. Later, Sarah is tricked into coming back to an empty office by Ghostface, using a voice changer, and brutally killed. Due to Sarah's death, production of the film is stopped. The remaining cast, along with Dewey and Gale, gather at Jennifer's home. Ghostface kills her bodyguard and uses a gas leak to cause an explosion, killing Tom. Meanwhile, Sydney has been living in seclusion and working from home. The killer finds Sydney's home number and scares her by using a voice changer to sound like her deceased mother. Determined to catch the new Ghostface, Sydney comes out of hiding and reunites with Gale and Dewey. Sydney visits the set of Stab 3 hoping to find some clues but is ambushed by Ghostface. Thankfully, she escapes unharmed. To keep Sydney safe, Mark takes her to the police station. In the meantime, Gale and Jennifer have discovered that Maureen used to be a Hollywood actress and worked closely with Milton, a movie producer. The remaining cast, Dewey and Gale, attend a birthday party for Roman, Stab 3's director, held at Milton's mansion. Mid-party, Dewey and Gale find Ghostface's voice changer and mask and realize the killer is in the mansion. Gale goes looking for Roman only to find his body in the basement. Shortly after, Ghostface attacks the group. He kills Angelina, Tyson, and Jennifer and captures Dewey and Gale. Ghostface calls Sydney at the station and threatens to kill her friends if she does not show up. She rushes to the mansion to save them and gets attacked by Ghostface. Fortunately, Mark shows up and saves Sydney from Ghostface, but is knocked unconscious by him. Sydney flees and stumbles upon a secret screening room. Unbeknownst to her, Ghostface is already in the room and reveals himself to be Roman, who had faked his own death. Roman confesses that he is Sydney's half-brother, born out of Grape when Maureen was a Hollywood actress. 4 years prior, Roman tried reuniting with Maureen but was rejected. Enraged, Roman filmed Maureen's affair with Billy's father and showed it to Billy, setting off the string of Ghostface murders. He brings out Milton, who he accuses of raping his mother, frames Sydney using a fake recording of her voice, and kills him. A fight breaks out between them, which ends with Roman shooting Sydney in the chest. However, Sydney, who is wearing a vest, survives and stabs Roman. Just as Dewey and Gale break into the secret room, Roman comes back to life and attacks them, but is put down for good with a headshot. Later at Sydney's house, her front door blows open, but she ignores it and walks away, signifying that she has finally overcome her past trauma. End of Scream 3. 10 years later, after watching the opening scene of Stab 7, Jenny and Marnie, Woodsboro High School students, are murdered by the new Ghostface. Sydney returns to Woodsboro the following day to promote her self-help book at a bookstore. Sydney reunites with Gale, who has been married to Dewey for 10 years. Dewey and Judy, his deputy, arrive at the bookstore and discover the murder weapon in Sydney's car, making her a suspect and forcing her to stay in town until the murders are solved. At the station, Sydney runs into her teenage cousin, Jill, and her friends, Olivia and Kirby. They received a threatening phone call from Ghostface and are being questioned by the police. Sydney stays over with Jill and her aunt, Kate, and the house is placed under 24-hour police surveillance. Unfortunately, Olivia, who lives across the street, gets violently assaulted by Ghostface, witnessed in real time by Jill, Kirby, and Sydney. Sydney rushes over to save her but is too late. She gets into a fight with Ghostface, who flees once police officers arrive. Gale, who is struggling with the dullness of small-town life, decides to investigate the murders against Dewey's wishes. She enlists the help of Charlie and Robbie, high school movie fanatics. Charlie theorizes that the killer is following the rules of horror remakes. Gale and Sydney conclude that Ghostface will likely strike at the Stab-a-thon, where teenagers gather to binge-watch the entire Stab movie franchise. Gale sneaks into the party to investigate but is attacked and injured by Ghostface instead. Meanwhile at Jill's house, Sydney receives another call from Ghostface and realizes that Jill has sneaked out of the house and is in danger. In a panic, Sydney and Kate decide to chase after Jill and is ambushed by Ghostface. Kate dies but Sydney manages to escape. At Kirby's house, Jill, Kirby, Charlie, and Robbie have gathered for an after-party. Trevor, Jill's ex-boyfriend who cheated on her, crashes the party, claiming that he received an invite from Jill. Sydney arrives and quickly tries to leave with Jill. They are stopped at the porch by a fatally wounded Robbie. Out of nowhere, Ghostface appears and chases them into a bedroom. Jill hides while Sydney lures him away from the room. Kirby finds Charlie gagged and bound to a chair and frees him. Unbeknownst to her, Charlie is actually the killer. He stabs Kirby and leaves her to bleed out. Sydney is attacked by Charlie and stabbed by a second Ghostface, who reveals herself as Jill. Sydney is shocked. Jealous of Sydney's fame, she plans to become famous by turning herself into the sole survivor and hero who stopped Ghostface. Jill kills Trevor and betrays Charlie, framing them for the Ghostface killings. She then stabs Sydney, injures herself and collapses next to Sydney. Dewey and the police arrive, taking both of them to the hospital. After discovering that Sydney has survived, Jill makes a final attempt to kill her. Dewey comes to Sydney's rescue but is knocked unconscious by Jill instead. Gale arrives and is held at gunpoint by Jill. While Gale distracts her, Sydney turns on the defibrillator and electrocutes her. Jill comes back to life, only to be shot dead by Sydney who saw it coming a mile away. Outside the hospital, reporters are calling Jill the hero who stopped the Ghostface killings, granting her the short-lived fame she so desired. End of Scream 4. A decade later, Tara, a Woodsboro High School student, is home alone when she is attacked by Ghostface. She suffers multiple injuries but survives. Sam, Tara's estranged older sister, visits her at the hospital alongside Richie, her boyfriend. Sam is reunited with Tara's friends including Wes, Amber, and twins, Chad and Mindy. After picking up a call from Ghostface, Sam gets attacked by him. Luckily, she escapes unharmed. Sam confesses to Tara that she has been dealing with hallucinations of Billy, the original Ghostface who is also her biological father. This led to their parents' separation, and Sam leaving town many years ago. Seeking help to stop Ghostface, Sam and Richie visit Dewey, who has been divorced from Gale for several years. Dewey contacts Gale and Sydney to warn them about the return of Ghostface. He joins Sam and Richie at Mindy and Chad's home and is reunited with their mother Martha, Randy's sister. Mindy deduces that the killer is making a requirrel, casting Tara and her friends as the new generation and using Sam's connection to Billy to bring back legacy characters Dewey, Sydney, and Gale. Later on, Ghostface ambushes and murders Wes and his mother, Sheriff Judy, at their home. Dewey reunites with Gale, who has arrived in town to cover the story. The police officer, who was assigned to protect Tara, also arrive at the crime scene. Fearing for Tara's safety, Sam and Dewey rush to the hospital. True enough, Tara and Richie are being attacked by Ghostface at the hospital when Dewey and Sam arrive to save them. Sam, Tara, and Richie escape, but Dewey decides to stay behind to finish Ghostface off. After Dewey's death, Sydney returns to Woodsboro to console Gale. She asks for Sam's help to stop the killer. Sam declines and chooses to leave town with Richie and Tara. Mid-drive, Tara realizes she lost her inhaler, and the trio makes a detour to Amber's house where she left a spare. Amber, Mindy, Chad, and his girlfriend, Liv, are gathered at the house for a party to honor Wes's memory. However, upon the trio's arrival, Amber calls off the party. While Tara looks for her inhaler, both Chad and Mindy are attacked by Ghostface. The group convenes and Amber kills Liv in cold blood, revealing herself as the killer. Meanwhile, Sydney and Gale have tracked the trio to Amber's house, where they are attacked by Amber. Richie stabs Sam and is revealed as the second Ghostface. Richie and Amber confess that they are fans of the Stab franchise who met online. Disappointed in the most recent Stab movie, they decided to embark on a killing spree to bring back the original cast and provide better source material for future Stab movies. They plan to frame Sam as the killer seeking revenge for her father. A fight breaks out, and Amber is jumped by Tara while Sam attacks Richie. He overpowers Sam, who discovered an abandoned knife and violently stabs him to death with it. Sydney and Gale team up on Amber, shooting her and setting her on fire. A burnt Amber comes back to life but is instantly shot dead by Tara. Sometime later, the ambulance arrives and takes Mindy, Chad, Sam, and Tara to the hospital, drawing the curtains on the night's gruesome events. End of Scream 5. A year later, Laura, a Blackmore University professor, is killed by her student Jason in a Ghostface disguise. He returns home and receives a call from a different Ghostface. Jason reveals he is a fan of Richie and wants to finish the movie he was trying to make. However, the new Ghostface ambushes and kills him. Next day, Sam and Tara hear of Jason's murder on the news. Tara attends the same university as the victims, alongside fellow survivors Chad and Mindy, their roommate Quinn, Mindy's girlfriend, Annika, and Chad's roommate, Ethan. Detective Wayne, Quinn's father, calls Sam in for questioning as her ID was found at the crime scene, along with Richie's Ghostface mask. As Tara and Sam leave the house, Sam receives a call from Ghostface, who then attacks them from behind. He chases them to a bodega where he kills multiple bystanders and leaves behind a mask worn by Charlie and Jill before escaping. At the station, the sisters meet with FBI Special Agent Kirby, a Ghostface murder survivor, who is working with Wayne on the case. Outside, reporters question Sam if she is the mastermind of the recent killings. Amongst them is Gale, who has since written a new book on the sisters' Ghostface encounter despite promising that she would not. Tara punches her and storms off. Later that night, the whole group, except Ethan, are having dinner in the sisters' apartment. Danny, Sam's boyfriend who lives across from her, witnesses Ghostface stabbing Quinn in her bedroom and warns them via airdrop. Quinn and Annika are both killed by Ghostface. Fortunately, Sam, Tara, Chad, and Mindy manage to escape. After the incident, Gale brings the group to an abandoned theater, owned by Jason, that has been converted into a shrine dedicated to Ghostface, containing personal effects of past victims and killers. Later, as part of Wayne's plan to find Ghostface's location, they lure the killer into calling Sam, which Kirby traces back to Gale's penthouse. In a panic, Sam and Tara steal Wayne's police car and rush to save her. At Gale's apartment, she receives a call from Ghostface, who torments her over Dewey's death before attacking her. The sisters arrive just in time to save Gale, who is taken to the hospital. Determined to catch Ghostface, Tara reveals a plan to lure him into the abandoned theater and kill him. On their way there, Mindy gets separated from the group and stabbed by Ghostface. Sam, Tara, Chad, and Kirby arrive at the theater. Sam sees a hallucination of her father, the original Ghostface, who advises her to take his knife for protection. Sure enough, they get attacked and surrounded by two Ghostfaces. Kirby and Wayne both appear with guns drawn. Wayne shoots her, revealing himself as the third Ghostface and criminal mastermind. His accomplices are his children Ethan and Quinn, who faked her own death. Wayne's plan was to seek revenge against Sam for killing Richie, who is revealed to be his firstborn son. A fight breaks out with Sam and Tara gaining the upper hand. Tara stabs Ethan in the mouth and Sam shoots Quinn in the head. The tables are turned as Wayne gets a taste of his own medicine.
Stop fucking around and show yourself! Be careful what you wish for.
No! No!
After killing Wayne, Ethan comes back to life, only to be killed with a television set by Kirby. Outside the theater, the ambulance arrives and takes Kirby, Chad, and Mindy to the hospital. Sam stares at her father's mask but decides to drop it and not give in to her urges. Sam, Tara, and Danny return home, closing the chapter on yet another Ghostface killing spree. End of Scream 6. Please stay tuned for the next TV recap. Comment below on what you liked or disliked about our video. Thank you for watching.